Okay, so if we quickly look at system technology, and that includes types of devices, you need to know the difference between input, output devices, storage, and processing. Okay, know that cycle, know the different inputs and outputs. I'm sure you know that from grade 3, so just revise that. Computer parts and components, make sure you understand what's the CPU, where is the USB, what does it stand for, universal serial bus. Also look at things like we already did the screen size. You can maybe look at DIMMs, which is the little spaces that goes into your RAM that gives you that option. Then you've got your SSD versus your HDD. Okay, so the SSD, they like this question versus the HDD is obviously the hard disk versus the solid state drive. You know, these are the things that's needed for your speed of your computer. So if you've got a laptop and you've got that extra slot for your SSD, then that's perfect to up your game with regards to the speed. And then normally if you need to compare those, SSD is faster, it's more reliable, it doesn't have a noise that it makes when it processing the things, and it's more compact. So it's a small little thing, if I can call it that, that goes into your motherboard, and then you won't even see that. So that helps. And then, okay, so you need to know that primary and secondary memory are your two main memory or storage type. Remember, primary is basically your internal memory of your computer. That includes your RAM and your ROM. Whereas your secondary memory will be something like your hard drive. We don't really work with floppy disk, a USB, which is a flash drive. Those are all secondary memory. Okay, so primary memory, because it's internal, it's quickly to access. It's obviously not portable, whereas secondary memory usually is portable. You can actually transfer your USB or your flash drive from one computer to another. So just go and read through that in your textbook as well. And then they usually say that primary memory is both volatile and non-volatile. We know that because RAM is volatile, whereas ROM is non-volatile, whereas your secondary is normally also non-volatile. Okay, we've done utility software. Just run through that again, know the different ones. Like I said, it's your disk cleanup, your disk defragmenter, antivirus, file manager, etc. Computers for disabled and challenged users, that's things like text, speech to text. So you will speak to the computer into a microphone, and your the software used that's called speech to text will then convert your speech into text. Okay, that's for people that is visually disabled or challenged. And then you can also look at things like, for instance, you can use bigger font size for people that can't see. Just go through. There's a couple of things, but I know they like the one that I just explained, the speech to text. And then obviously a braille keyboard. They also sometimes talk about that as well. They sometimes also like asking, what can somebody do that maybe doesn't have any arms and they need to log into their computer? Then they can obviously use voice recognition, preferably stray away from saying biometric fingerprints. Okay, so that is part B.